So it is in the month of November, and right before I got on, not with a lot of practice or thinking, even thinking through theology and life, I was asked, what's Thanksgiving? And what does it mean to me? And how should we approach it? And I just started thinking about three key principles in my own life that I think would be a great resource and leverage for you as you're thinking through things. So let's talk about the three principles and what that really means. Number one is, there's a passage that says, I thank my God every time I remember you. So I started thinking through and even making a list of who are the people in my life that I'm thankful for? Who are the people that whenever I hear their name, they give me a call, they send me an email, I think, wow, I am so thankful for that person. That person encourages me, they build me up. My life is better because of them. I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and do that. Write down the top 5, top 10 people in your life that do that for you. As an extra encouragement in the month of November, and as you think through the month of giving thanks, it's a great opportunity to reach out and call them and to thank them for the impression you made. You know, so many times it's a passing smile, it's a simple line of motivation or something that the other person has no idea that they encouraged you at that level. You know, there's a passage that says, pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. And I want you to think about that as you're encouraging other people and thinking about who has encouraged you in your life. The second principle is the principle and idea of freedom. You know, I'm very blessed to have come from 2 different generations of Navy pilots. My grandfather served in World War II. He flew he flew the Hellcat. My father flew in Vietnam and he flew Hueys. And, you know, it's very humbling to think not only of them, but of all the servicemen and women that have sacrificed their lives, their freedom, and for those families involved. You know, let's not forget about the wives or the husbands that have stayed behind, the children that have grown up perhaps with an absentee father or mother because they were serving our country. And as I think of not just Veterans Day, but I think of the Thanksgiving and as families are gathered, and many families when they gather this Thanksgiving, guess what? Their mom or dad won't be there because they're serving for our country. They're serving for our freedom. And I think it's just a great time. You know, during COVID, we wouldn't say this, but nowadays we'd say, you know, go hug a veteran, go thank them. You know, we can virtually do that now as we're all being careful with masks and everything else. You know, even in the studio here, we have Lysol. Like, we're very focused on keeping it safe. And then the third principle when it comes to giving thanks and thinking about your life is there's another saying that life is a mist. It appears and then vanishes. No one knows when you get called home to the Maker. No one knows your last day. And I'll give you an example. You know, Vicki Nellis, my mother, who formed the Nellis Group back in the 80s, she passed from brain cancer. And the interesting thing about that is the joyous thing for myself is, you know, I was 34 when she passed, and I had multiple years in the real estate industry working side by side. And I'm so thankful for that time that I had with her that others don't get, because we didn't know when she would be called home. I had a friend less than 3 years ago. Her parents were playing on a golf course. The husband was playing on the front 9. The wife was on the back 9. They're in the middle of the front 9 playing golf. He passed out, fell over, and that was it. She called me days later and she said, James, actually she called me Jamie. Growing up, I was Jamie before, you know, I became adult in 9th grade. And she said, Jamie, I don't know what's worse. I don't know you facing your mother's cancer and battling that for 1.5 years, or is it worse that my father just one day is gone? And what I can tell you is that I've learned to be thankful every day that I have above ground, every day that we have a chance to fulfill the living breath of what we're called to do, to be thankful for that. So as you think through Thanksgiving and you think through the opportunity to give thanks, be thankful for the people, the cheerleaders, the people that God has put in your life that can encourage you. And think of how you can do that for others. How can you be that source of encouragement? Be thankful for the freedom that we all have, and thankful for our veterans and our military and all of the Corps that support us. And then understand that life is short. It's precious. And as you Zoom together with your family during this holiday, or as you meet in person in the small circles, or even in Friendsgiving, just understand that life is short. Appreciate people for who they are. Love on them, and understand that we are all here by design. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.